For centuries, the medical response to organ failure has been largely mechanical. When kidneys fail, patients are tethered to mechanical dialysizers to filter their blood. Surgeons still rely on inert materials like titanium and pyrolytic carbon to replace failing biological valves, treating the body as a complex machine whose parts can be swapped with non-living substitutes. These interventions extend life, but they remain imperfect. Inert materials cannot self-repair or adapt, leading to long-term medical complications and a constant risk of failure. Mechanical compensation manages the symptoms of biological failure to prolong survival, but it does not regenerate the lost biological function. The only definitive solution is an organ transplant, yet the global supply consistently fails to meet the demand. In 2024, only 173,000 transplants were performed worldwide. This chart shows the severity of the crisis in the United States. The 90,000 patients on the kidney wait list dwarf the 27,000 successful surgeries performed annually. Those who do receive an organ face a difficult trade-off: a lifetime of high-risk immunosuppressant therapies required to prevent their own immune system from attacking the donor tissue. Tissue engineering offers a different approach. Researchers are growing living organs in laboratories, using the body's own DNA as a blueprint for regeneration. Successfully manufacturing replacement organs on demand would render the severely constrained organ donation system and lifelong immunosuppression obsolete. The engineering challenge is to construct functional, three-dimensional human tissue outside the natural ecosystem of the body. This process relies on the tissue engineering triad. First, self-renewing stem cells serve as raw building blocks. These are seeded into a highly porous, biocompatible scaffold that dictates the organ shape. Finally, precise biochemical signals mature this cell mass into functional tissue. While this recipe yields simple structures like skin grafts and bladders, scaling it up to create solid, metabolically active organs, like hearts or livers, faces a profound physical wall. The primary barrier is a physiological constraint known as the diffusion limit. In living tissue, cells must be within 200 micrometers of a blood supply. Without an internal vascular network, cells at the core of a thick tissue mass will suffocate and die. In 2025, Stanford Medicine bypassed this limit using a chemical sequence known as Condition 32. This precise sequence instructed stem cells to self-organize, autonomously generating their own robust networks of tubular blood vessels. Building these internal blood vessel networks is the mandatory gateway to growing human organs large enough to sustain life, without the tissue necrosizing under its own mass. To stack these vascularized cells into a precise anatomical architecture, engineers use advanced 3D bioprinting. But the most delicate biological structures cannot be printed perfectly on Earth, leading researchers to the microgravity of the International Space Station. On Earth, gravity acts as a deforming force. When bioprinting complex, soft tissues, the structures frequently sag and collapse under their own weight. In the microgravity of orbit, bioengineers can manufacture intricate, scaffold-free structures with high cellular uniformity and structural fidelity. Circumventing the physical laws of Earth may be the ultimate prerequisite for producing the delicate vascular channels required to end human organ failure. The final phase of engineering is ensuring the lab-grown organ achieves biological symbiosis once implanted into a human host. Any implanted scaffold triggers an immediate foreign body response. The immune system attacks the synthetic material, eventually wrapping it in a dense, scar-like capsule that isolates the organ and leads to graft failure. To prevent this, bioengineers are immune engineering scaffolds that chemically shift the host's immune cells from a hostile state to one that assists in healing and integration. Researchers are also using CRISPR to edit the cells themselves, knocking out the surface markers that trigger rejection to create universal, immunologically invisible stealth organs. Achieving this deep immune symbiosis transforms an engineered construct from a foreign invader into a living extension of the patient's own body. The ability to manufacture human biology on demand triggers legal and ethical dilemmas that the current medical system is not prepared to answer. The economic barrier is immense. High-precision bioengineered units could cost upwards of $500,000, risking a system where regenerative longevity is only accessible to the highest socioeconomic tiers. There is also the question of ownership. Current legal precedents establish that individual donors retain no property rights over the lucrative commercial cell lines derived from their own bodies. The deepest challenge involves the moral status of these non-natural kinds, living human constructs existing between a simple laboratory model and human life. Lab-grown tissue represents a permanent blurring of the boundaries between synthetic design and the absolute limits of human mortality.